Hello everyone, it's Simmuz here. Welcome to a brand new video in The Sims 4, and today we are doing the third part of the mall building. So if you haven't watched the two parts, I'm gonna link them in the info cards, so check out the info cards or maybe in the description down below even. Otherwise there are on my channel. There should be a playlist only for this mall as well, so you should check that out as well. And this is the last part of like the speed build thing, and it's a pretty short one because we're only doing the food court. So this part is all about the food court, and there's gonna be a fourth part that is coming soon, and it's gonna be a tour of the building so that you guys can check it out, like with all the details and me talking you through all the stuff. It's a pretty nice tour, not too short, not too long. I try to not linger too long on the stuff that I built. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about this food court. So this food court is on the top level, and there is this right now that we are building is gonna be an ice cream place. So I try to make it look like a nice ice cream shop where you can get your ice creams, maybe some water, something to drink, and you can sit up front. There are all the tables, the communal tables I call them, those red tables. They are all around the place and they are just for everybody. I put in some plaques like that here in this ice cream shop because the idea is that they are like, maybe they won some prizes for best ice creams, I'm not sure, but yeah, they have all those machines that you saw that make ice cream, and that's exactly what I did. Here, right now, we are creating one of the two burger places. This one is the, I guess, cheaper one. It looks a little bit like less fancy, I guess. It's not like it's ugly. I don't think it's ugly. I don't think it's an ugly shop, a store, restaurant. That's weird. I said everything except restaurant. I don't think it's ugly. I just think that it's less exciting than the other one. The other one is a little bit more fancy. This one is a little bit less, and it's a little bit more rustic, I guess. Rustic is a good word. And yeah, this is a burger place, so I am creating a little sign up here with burgers and fries because why not? So of course, just had some fun with move objects, scaling up objects, moving stuff up and down, trying to make it cool because honestly at this point I used so many different signs from the packs that we have, and I'll admit it, I'd never think that we need more signs because literally who needs them except for me when I'm building mall, because honestly I am at a point right now where I was building this. I was at a point that I had used all the possible signs that I can use. So honestly at this point I didn't know what to do, and I had like to improvise. So you saw me, the ice cream has ice creams outside, and this burger place has burgers, and there's gonna be a fish restaurant and that's gonna have fishes. So just so that you can see like the idea that was going, it was very themey, which maybe it's not the best for all restaurants, especially like maybe more of a high-class restaurant, as you're gonna see later. This one, if it's okay if it's themey because it's a burger place, it's a burger joint, so I think it's fine. But obviously you can let me know in the comments down below what you think about all of these. Again, this is up on the gallery. This whole mall is up on the gallery if you want to download it, so you can check it out for yourself as well. Or you can wait for part 4 where we are doing the tour. So of course that's gonna be coming soon. And I'm placing these nice kiosks all around because those are like food kiosks where you could get some food and then sit down at the communal tables. You can see I have a lot of communal tables everywhere. I have a lot of vending machines as well, which makes sense, so that you can get something to eat at a vending machine and eat it again at the communal tables. Otherwise, most of the restaurants do have indoor seating except for the ice cream store, which, I mean, it's an ice cream shop. I think it's fine if it doesn't have seating inside, but the rest of the restaurants do. They all have seating inside, so your Sims can technically eat inside the restaurant, or they could also like take food from the restaurant and eat outside if they want to, which of course is what, you know, most of the food courts similar are. I honestly, in the mall that I go to usually, like the mall that it's near my house, we don't really have a food court. We have restaurants inside, but they're like all over the place. They're not like in a single area, but I do know that most malls and shopping centers and such, they do have like an area just for food. At least when I was in Germany, I went to a very, very big mall, but I think it was like one of the biggest, if not the biggest mall in Europe. And I'm pretty sure there was like a food area at like the central food court, if I remember correctly. So it's not that uncommon in Europe to have food courts. Just I think it's very common in America to have like just an area that it's just only restaurants. But what I was saying is that in the mall that I'm thinking of, which is pretty close to my house, it's not that big, it's not a big mall, so maybe that's why. But there are some restaurants, there are some bars, but there are a little all over the place. That's the only thing. But I decided to do a food court, so of course this is the food court. And obviously what you're watching me build right now is the fish restaurant, the seafood restaurant, a little bit better. So you would come here, get some seafood, get some fish, whatever, and it's a little bit fancier than other restaurants in the food court. I think it's probably not the fanciest, because I think the Japanese restaurant that you're gonna see soon, that one is pretty fancy as well, but it's pretty fancy. I'd say it's pretty fancy, if not the fanciest restaurant in here. So, you know, if you want to have like a nice dinner at the mall, you can, which I think it's fair. And you know, I don't know, only having burger joints and bars, I think was a little meh. So I liked doing this more high class looking things. And this right here that I'm working on right now is gonna be the bar cafe, and it's very much inspired by how an Italian bar would look like. So we would come in, you would have the espresso, I did call it espresso with the X like an American, the espresso machine. You would have some pastries, we would have some fridges with like beverages like juices or water or stuff like that. We would have some bottles of alcohol at the back, because usually our bars that do like breakfasts also do like happy hours as well. Usually you do both in the same places, so you would have both things for whatever time it is. I placed in a jukebox, which I think it's fun, I don't know, something nice to have a little radio. And I love these tables. I never realized how cute these tables from Snow Escape are. I love this pattern. I love with the black chairs. I don't know, it looks so fancy. It looks like a super high class bar. I don't know, I really like it. And I'm super pleased with the bar. Actually, I think it's probably my favorite part of the food court is this cafe here. I think it's just so cute. I really like it. And I don't know. Let me know, obviously, in the comments down below if you like this. I really do myself. I think I do put in also like a bookcase, which I feel like it's not really a thing here to have books in a cafe, but I don't know, I had a blank wall. And I was like, yeah, you can have a book. Maybe you want to read something. Maybe it's like a community bookshelf, so you can bring your old books and leave them there and get new books. I did like an exchange thing. That was in my mind. Obviously, it's not how it works in The Sims, but you know, that's in my mind. And again, struggling with signs because I was at the wit's ends, honestly, with what I was able to put outside. And I found this little, like, look at this little signage here with like, that's pretty cute. So here is the other burger joint, and this one is a little bit fancier. I don't think it's like crazy fancy or anything. It's a little less tacky than the first one. I don't even think it's tacky, the first one. They're pretty similar. They're like, I don't know, maybe one is like Burger King and one is like McDonald's. So it's not like they're that much different. No, maybe like more like one is McDonald's and one is like In-N-Out. So it's a little less fast foody. But I mean, In-N-Out was pretty fast foody when I went to it. I don't know. I feel like they're two different places though. Like they compete with themselves. Within themselves they compete. Like, which one is the better fast food place at this mall? You decide. I think the green one is a little less, I I don't have a word to describe it. It's like not fancy because it's not fancy, but it's a little less draft. A little, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I tried. There's a mirror. That's why I feel like it's a little more fancy. And the wine thing, I don't know. Anyway, moving on so that I can leave that behind and not think about what I was saying. That's fine and good. And then this is the Japanese Chinese restaurant. Here in Italy especially, we do have a lot of Japanese Chinese restaurants. And usually they are fusion restaurants. So you would have both Chinese and Japanese cuisine together. So you can get sushi, but you can also get Chinese like food, like I don't know, soya noodles or soy noodles or whatever. I cannot think of anything else right now. I really want soy noodles. Anyway, usually, yeah, it's a fusion restaurant usually. Even like, now that I'm thinking of it, we have a Korean restaurant not too far from where I live. And I think that's fusion as well with Chinese. It's Chinese-Korean fusion. Just because we really love Chinese food apparently. But yeah, I don't think there's too many just Japanese restaurants. So this one is a fusion restaurant. I think that's pretty common here in Europe. And also works well with Snow Escape because it's not fully Japanese stuff. It's also kind of Chinese stuff. So it works. I think it looks nice. And I really like this one. I think it's pretty fancy as well. It's probably one of the more fanciest restaurant with the food place. The food place, well, of course, it's a food place. The fish place, the fish restaurant, seafood restaurant, whatever you want to call it. I still haven't decided what I want to call it. I think this one is pretty fancy as well. We're pretty close to the end, honestly. There are no screenshots for this because of the tour, because I'm doing the tour. I haven't put any screenshots in. So, you know, you can just enjoy this final few touches of the core that I was doing. Honestly, after this, I'm not sure what else am I missing. Just because I finished this restaurant, and then I think we're done with restaurants. I did the bathroom off camera. There is a bathroom, of course, at this level as well. There's one in every level. So, of course, there's that, but I didn't film that. So I'm not sure. I think it's just the kitchen. I think these last few moments are just the kitchen. So honestly, I'm just gonna say my goodbyes. Thank you so much for watching this series. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, put on notifications so that you know when the next video is coming out, which is gonna be part 4, which is gonna be the tour. Thank you so much, and bye bye.